He started out 14, putting words together, and been at it for 31 years strong, out in the community, creating opportunities for other artists to do their thing. Out at the City Soul, you feel me? Out in Raleigh at the Terminal 8 every Wednesday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a dope thing when you can create spaces for artists to really feel safe and being creative. So let's make a safe and welcome and warm space to the stage right here for him right now. Let's give it up for Church the Poet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come do your thing, play.
How's everybody doing? I guess I got to use this because they recording and stuff. Normally I don't like microphones, but tonight we'll use it. Is everybody having a good day? Good Saturday? All right. It's a great Saturday because somebody didn't make it and we all did, right? So to start off my person that I was supposed to get didn't reply back, so I got a different person. So I'll be reading their information versus what I was supposed to get the first time. But I realized in doing this, we forget about the people that are in, and we forget how much their life means to us when we're out. And so just going through that and just trying to figure out what it is about who we have inside or who's been incarcerated or who's the family members have been in trouble before. So the person that I do have, his name is Philip Vance the second. And he actually is a poet, a writer. So I give you all a little information about him, read his piece, and I'm gonna read a piece I wrote listening to him. Is that cool? Yeah. All right. So if y'all hear something y'all like and want to hear something rewind, you just holler out rewind, okay? All right. Philip is a former editor of the Nash News, a prison newspaper. He is also part of the Smart Justice Fellow with the ACLU of North Carolina. He is part of the Society of Professional Journalists, a member of the American Penal Press Contest Advisory Board. He's also supported by the Empowerment Avenue, a nonprofit that aids incarcerated journalists. He also works with Emancipate NC to right systematic wrongs, to do better for the world as we all live in. He was convicted in 2002 for a murder here in North Carolina, but he is actually born in Chicago. He also wrote a bill. He partnered a bill with another actual prisoner called the House Bill 697. This bill is made to aim to give people that are serving life sentences without parole a chance to be released on parole. As he's serving now 23 years life with no parole. And so sometimes although we do see convictions, sometimes we can change and you get caught up in what happened when you was a child and you don't get a chance to get out. And that's what happens. So this piece he wrote is called The Middle Passage. The Middle Passage. 3 small property bags, all we can take. 23 years of my life, letters, dog photos, and soap stuffed in the guts of this prison bus as we travel the Middle Passage. Shackles gnaw ankles and wrists. The short chain linking them together keeps me hunched. Puffs of diesel smoke fills the bus with each mash of the gas, making us gag. Alert eyes memorizing the lights of cars, homes, and freedom that I may never see again as we travel the Middle Passage. Some fool behind me boasts, niggas ain't ready for me at Troy. Big facts. I turn up on every yard I touch. I got to get to the bag and I'll do anybody to keep it. His grandiloquent declaration resembles the bloom of a peacock's plume, making him appear tougher than he is as we travel the Middle Passage. Hours later, we arrive at the Sandy Ridge Inmate Transfer Depot. Dozens of buses stand as dominoes ready to tumble. After an hour, guards force us off the shuttle into a pitiful slouching line, chains jangling as the iron wind chimes. An officer hands us a bag lunch. 100 of us shoved into a holding cell built for 20. A galaxy of black faces greet me. They squeeze on benches, squat on toilets, and stretch on the filthy floor, seeking rest for the rough ride. They rip into sandwich bags like lions ripping into a gazelle. I open my lunch bag, fingertip grip, bread slices so stale I can snowboard on them. Shrink wrap bologna and cheese look slimy in its plastic. I give away my whole bag, choosing to starve as we travel the Middle Passage. When kidnapped Africans were secreted to America, the oceanic crossing involved a layover in the Caribbean islands where captives were chained in pens. Slave traders separated them on different ships. They called this the journey, the Middle Passage. 445 years had passed since black slaves arrived in America, and yet here I stand weighed down by chains, hearing someone shout my slave name, telling me to board a bus, heading to the Noose Correctional. Noose. I can't imagine a more fitting name for a prison plantation as we travel the Middle Passage. So after sitting down and actually talking to him, as a poet and as an artist, we sometimes don't find time to write like we used to. When she talked about, I've been doing this 14 years. I'm now 30 plus game. Like I'm older than some of y'all. My poems are older than some of y'all in this room. But to be able to find the time to write and still go through life every day is a challenge. And people know I'm going through a lot of challenges, but hearing him, I started right then writing. And it brought back this gift that I have that I haven't been able to use like I used to. I'm a host, but I don't perform like I used to. And so this piece, we can't cuss in here, can we? We can? Okay, so this new shit. Okay, all right. You have to ask, this ain't my space. So I want to make sure it's okay. Can you imagine the world we live in without the freedom to roam? Without the ability to walk in and out of our own space, the opportunity to choose what you do, the privilege to pick what you eat, choose who you sleep next to. Imagine a window you could never lift, a door that's only open when the button is pushed. I guess chivalry isn't dead, or is it? Imagine only being given 30 minutes of recess each day. The chance to see the sun for only a few hours a week. Can you imagine being told when to go to sleep and when to wake up? For some, imagine never being able to run CrossFit because the exercise station is limited to which set of friends has it today. I mean, let's try to imagine living without the opportunity to be given the choice to choose what your next moment is. Well, I can't. And it's hard to imagine someone living this way, but for the prisoners we don't see, this is their daily life. Some serving a life without parole, few given the death penalty, others serving out years for minor convictions. I'm conflicted that some were convicted based on others' confliction and prejudice, prejudged by a group of peers who weren't peers, or lived a life without unbalanced scale. I mean, that's the good old boy system, ain't it? Ain't we supposed to be innocent till proven guilty? But we presume all parties are guilty. Innocence was taken. Laws governed by the lawless. Imagine being sentenced to life where you were in the wrong place, but you fit the description of the arrestor and not the description on the radio. Guilty is skin deep, and we all deep to wade in the BS of this life. So many beautiful, talented souls captured in one room, one block, one radius. Some never given a chance of redemption. Others told they won't see the light of day. If only we could imagine our prison system as a house of art instead of a cell block. The images we see will be so beautiful. Imagine. I want to thank y'all for the opportunity, for allowing me to be here. Again, this is a beautiful event. Don't stop doing this. Please keep giving these people an opportunity to have a voice, because without this, sometimes we don't hear their message. You have a good evening.